Our first taste of freedom after high school, breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back on the past, wasn't much, but it's what we had. But that's what memories are made of. It's been so long since me and Katie first met. We lost touch as all of the years went flying past, fading fast, wishing I could make her mine. There's some things that seem to take you right back. I see her face every time I hear that. Leonard Skinner, vinyl spin, I'm in her arms in my mind. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. Never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back on the past, wasn't much, but it's what we had. Just a good buzz from a summer love was all it was. Yeah, that's what memories are made of. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back on the past, wasn't much, but it's what we had. Yeah, summer love was all it was. But that's what memories are made of. A fireball burning up a blue sky. Mercury at 93, it wasn't even noon. Our first taste of freedom after high school, breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
A fireball burning up a blue sky. Mercury at 93, it wasn't even noon. Our first taste of freedom after high school. Breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back on the past, wasn't much, but it's what we had. But that's what memories are made of. A fireball burning up a blue sky. Mercury at 93, it wasn't even noon. Our first taste of freedom after high school. Breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back on the past, wasn't much, but it's what we had. first taste of freedom after high school. Breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
A fireball burning up a blue sky. Mercury at 93, wasn't even noon. Our first taste of freedom after high school. Breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back first taste of freedom after high school. Breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
A fireball burning up a blue sky. Mercury at 93, it wasn't even noon. Our first taste of freedom after high school. Breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back on the past, wasn't much, but it's what we had. first taste of freedom after high school, breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
A fireball burning up a blue sky. Mercury at 93, it wasn't even noon. Our first taste of freedom after high school, breaking hearts, curfews, and mama's rules. I just laugh thinking about all we got into. Yeah, those were the days we thought we'd never lose. But we did, and we miss how it was when we were just kids. Looking back
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as the band plays our national anthem. Seniors, you may be seated. I'd like to start by thanking everybody for being here tonight. After a year like the one we've had, I feel very fortunate for this beautiful weather and that we can all come out and honor the class of 2021. First on the agenda today, I would like to welcome for some opening remarks, Senior Class President Julie Musial.
To move it. Okay. Before I begin my welcome speech, on behalf of the class of 2021, I would like to give a big thank you to Mr. Acom from the junior and senior high students and the rest of the Mesick community. We appreciate everything you have done for our school and district, and we will miss you being a part of Mesick very much. Now, I am very happy to be able to welcome you all to the class of 2021's graduation ceremony. I am also happy that we are able to meet here today and celebrate in person with each other. All of us have been through a pretty crazy senior year together, and it's personally hard for me to realize that high school is now over for us. I haven't really been sad knowing that this was my last year of school here. I didn't cry on the last day like many of my peers did. And I can't really say that I'm going to miss it here. But as I look out to the faces of all of my fellow classmates today, the people that I've known since kindergarten, the friends that I've grown up with and had by my side since the beginning, I do get quite sad knowing that today is the last day I will be able to see many of you. I know that I won't be able to see the outcome of many of your lives, and I know that most of you won't be able to see the outcome of mine. But I do know that today before us sits a wonderful group of students. And a lot of these students are going to do amazing things leading to wonderful futures for themselves. So thank you everyone for coming here today to celebrate the class of 2021 and watch us take our final steps out of high school and our first steps into the next chapter of our lives.
Thank you, Julie. As we approach the Memorial Day weekend, I'd just like to take a moment before we get too deep into our ceremony to thank and recognize our service members past and present. Thank you for your service. Hey seniors, this night's been a long time coming, and the last year sure has been an interesting one. I think you guys probably all remember last March when we got what we thought was going to be a 3-week spring break, just a little extended vacation. Who would have thought that it would have been just the beginning of a year that tested us like it has this year? There have been a lot of negative things associated with COVID, and I'm not going to go deep into those. We've had things lost, activities and events missed, the challenges of remote learning, quarantines, and more quarantines. But I consider myself an optimist, and I like to look for opportunities in times of adversity. That being the case, I've also noticed many of the positive things that this pandemic has revealed in all of you. As a group, you become flexible and out-of-the-box thinkers. You've had to be creative and find unique ways to celebrate the milestones of high school that before this year were just automatic things. They just happened. And you've learned to adjust and adapt when the rules change again and again and again. Julie can tell you. The people planning prom can tell you. It's been tough. You know how to make the best of any situation, even when the situation is not the best. You've learned to support each other, lean on each other, and lift each other up. These are the things that you're going to take with you on your next phase of life. I'm continually impressed by the positive attitudes and your optimism that I see day in and day out. The thing is, many of those traits have been with you from the very beginning. When you started 7th grade, I was just beginning my career as principal. Your class is larger than most, the ones that came before and after you, but not quite big enough to justify hiring another teacher to split you up. So we split you in half, and there were over 30 of you in each of your junior high classes. I'm sure you remember that. I remember your teachers coming to me as a new principal, pulling their hair out because of that. I was fresh out of the classroom, and I knew all too well that having over 30 in a class was a major challenge. But with you guys, it was never because you were being mean, okay? You weren't being bad. It was quite the opposite. You guys actually genuinely liked each other, and you were, for the most part, nice, open, friendly, fun-loving with each other. A lot of shenanigans, too, I think. Okay. In reality, the only thing that drove your junior high teachers crazy, and me sometimes, was the fact that those traits made you so stinking talkative. Well, that and the bottle flipping. I think you guys led the way in competitive bottle flipping, and there's nothing quite like a cafeteria or a classroom full of the sounds of plastic bottles crinkling and thudding over and 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 over. Yeah, you ought to be pretty good with all that practice. So tonight, I've got a bottle up here, or coming up here, and we decided to scrap the usual graduation requirements, and you get one flip. You land it, you get your diploma. You miss, and well, I guess we'll see you next year. And it's not to say that all of you were loud and boisterous, though. Hey, you introverts out there, I see you. The quiet kids, the slow and steady wins the race kids, the serious kids, the shy kids. And really, that's what it takes, all kinds. Hey, the wide range of personalities that I saw with you guys over the last 7 years, it's really what the world needs. It keeps things interesting. It keeps us productive. It's what makes a strong community. Like I said before, you all continually impress me, and I know your teachers and the rest of Mesick staff the rest of Mesick staff would agree with me when I say it's been a pleasure to watch you grow up and become the young men and women that you are today. Even though getting some of you to this point gave me and your teachers and the staff some gray hair and high blood pressure. Oh, yeah, this one's Miranda's right there. In closing, you know, they say adversity reveals a person's true colors. When things get hard, you find out who people really are. For the class of 2021, it just confirmed what I knew and what your teachers already knew, and the staff and your parents and the community here in Mesick already knew. You're an impressive group of young men and women, and I really can't wait to see how you improve the world. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. Ivy, your shoes untied. Next up, I'd like to introduce a man who's no stranger to this podium, a crowd favorite with the students, and our staff member delivering the staff address this evening, high school English teacher, Mr. James McInerney.
Don't beard shame me. Mr. Maury, I don't appreciate Mr. Maury calling junior high teachers out for losing their hair for you guys, because you know that was a direct shot at me. And I was in his office complaining about having 30 of you in class, so I apologize. No, never mind. All right. On behalf of my fellow faculty members, I want to welcome everyone to the class of 2021 commencement ceremony. I would also like to thank this year's seniors for choosing me to address them one last time. Counting today, I have been asked to speak at 5 graduation ceremonies. It is truly an honor and privilege to be asked to take part in such a sacred rite of passage. I can honestly say it never gets old. Each graduating class has its own personality, like a character in one of the many books I've forced you to read. These personality traits develop over a period of time. Whether it's Chris McCandless living on a bus in the interior of Alaska, Jay Gatsby throwing lavish parties, or Piggy trying to be the voice of reason, each graduating class is dynamic and well-rounded. When I thought about how I would address this class and their traits, I kept thinking back to my father and his strong belief in education. As I've told many of you before, my father was a high school dropout who joined the Air Force. Through some sort of fate or luck, he ended up landing a job as a pipe fitter's apprentice and worked for over 30 years for General Motors. He was able to complete his apprenticeship and went on to become a journeyman pipe fitter. Ironically, the man without a degree was chosen to teach and train other pipe fitters. Although he never had the opportunity to attend college, he definitely received an education. He always believed in the power of school and education. Growing up, the youngest of 5 siblings, more specifically, the youngest with 4 older sisters, the importance of higher learning was instilled in us at a young age. My mother was an educator who also pushed us to do well in school, sports, and other extracurriculars. My parents worked tirelessly to be able to put us all through college. According to my father, one of his greatest accomplishments was putting us through college. Between my siblings, we have 3 bachelor's degrees and 2 master's degrees. 2 of us went into education. This is not a boast, but a tribute to my parents for pushing us to set and accomplish our goals. See, I don't believe college is for everyone. In fact, after high school, I had no interest in attending 4 years of college. Even more, I never thought I would step back into any high school building after receiving my diploma. As I stand here today, I've been teaching at Mesick for 20 years. As a teacher, I believe in the power of education, but not as a concise definition of standardized tests, college degrees, and scholarships to expensive colleges. These all have their place and time, but education is so much more than that. So many aspects of our lives are learning opportunities, or at least moments to grow. As many of you know, I have a variety of different passions. The majority of my hobbies revolve around the letter B. In no particular order, I really enjoy birding, baseball, biking, backpacking, books, and of course, bearding. These hobbies, along with many others that don't start with the letter B, keep my mind occupied and enriched. The experience that I've had backpacking and kayaking have been life-changing. I've read books that have had extraordinary effect on my way of thinking. Of course, the fine art of baseball is filled with many metaphorical life lessons. I'm not sure what I learned from competitive bearding, maybe how to lose gracefully. It seems appropriate at this time to mention that in this year's yearbook, I was voted the teacher most likely to go off topic. I don't know how that happened, so I'll try and make myself clear. Your education is far from over. Whatever you choose to do from this day forward, can and should involve some form of learning. So whether it's college, the military, trade school, or something else, always be a lifelong learner. As much as I enjoy watching my students succeed academically, my ultimate goal would be to create a passion for learning inside each of you. Previously, I mentioned Chris McCandless. As some of you know, he was a real-life person whose life story and eventual death was turned into one of my favorite books, entitled Into the Wild. In fact, a couple students created a conspiracy theory that I am Chris McCandless. Although I encourage everyone to read the book, I can honestly say I am not Chris McCandless. With that said, I want to end by sharing a few of Chris's epigraphs from the book. Number 1, the joy of life comes from our encounters with new experiences, and hence there is no greater joy than to have an endlessly changing horizon, for each day to have a new and different sun. Number 2, I truly believe that everything that we do and everyone that we meet is put in our path for a purpose. There are no accidents. We're all teachers. If we're willing to pay attention to the lessons we learn, trust our positive instincts, and not be afraid to take risks or wait for some miracle to come knocking at our door. And number 3, it is the experiences, the great triumph joy of living to the fullest extent in which real meaning is found. It's great to be alive. On behalf of my fellow teachers, I want to say good luck to each and every one of you. Wherever you end up, I hope you keep learning and growing. And lastly, if you ever want to catch up, you know where to find me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mack. Next up, we have our salutatorian, Ms. Maggie Shermack.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Class of 2021's graduation ceremony. I thank you all for coming the times we are in, as it means a lot to us. As I reflect back on the past 4 years, I want to take a quick moment to thank all the people who have made it possible for us to be here. I want to thank my teachers, my family, my friends, my coaches, and other mentors for always pushing me the best I could be. I also personally want to thank the same groups of people for the amount of support that has been shown to me and my peers over the years, as it has meant the world. Looking back on all of what we as a class have accomplished, I want everyone to take a moment to reflect on all they have done and continue to do. I want everyone to be proud of their journey to this point and the journey that will be. A lot of unexpected twists and turns have been brought upon us that might have changed a lot of our journeys, but through resilience and strength, we have created ways to overcome the roadblocks. Although I may not know everyone's exact path moving forward, I know this is the one you're destined to be on. As they always say, everything happens for a reason. I want everyone to remember that saying when you question why things change in your plans or why new ones come. My path to this day was not the one I planned 4 years ago. As different opportunities came knocking, I found myself opening and closing doors in order to get to the path I'm on. As I stand here, I think about all the different paths I could have taken and what they may have brought me, but for now, this path is the one I'm meant to be on. The same applies to all of you. Whatever path you took to get here was the one you're meant to be on, so be proud of it. Anyone at any point can change a path, but before you do, think about what brought you to the path in the first place. However, whatever path we chose to take, I can confidently say, looking at my class, that we will have a successful future together and individually. Success can be defined as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. I want you all to remember that. Oftentimes, I think we can confuse success with how much money someone has or what kind of car they drive or how big their house is. Success is what you earn when you complete your goals. All of you have already successful today in graduating. Success in your life will not be determined by social, financial, or economic status. It will be defined personally by you. Before I end the speech, I would like to close with a quote from Denzel Washington from the University of Pennsylvania that I think fits this occasion perfectly. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something.
there is no doubt about it. Never be discouraged, never look back, give everything you got, and when you fall throughout life, fall forward.
Senior band students, if you would please join your bandmates to play one last song before you graduate. It's been a pleasure watching these young men and women develop and hone their musical skills over the years. For this graduation tradition, the senior band members select their most memorable or favorite piece to play tonight. After looking over their music from the last 7 years, the band has decided on this year's selection, Born This Way. I'm proud of all of their accomplishments between then and now, and tonight we all get to watch them with pride as they play one last time. There we go. At this time, our senior drum major will transfer his duties and responsibilities for leading the band to the junior field marshal by presenting the drum major whistle. Mitchell and Caitlin, please come forward. Mitchell, thank you for your service to the band. You may now present the whistle to next year's drum major, Caitlin Sexton. Thank you, senior band members. You may return to your class. At this time, I would like to introduce the President of the Board of Education for Mesick Consolidated Schools for some remarks, Mr. Eric Spencer.
Good evening. Welcome to the Mesick Consolidated Schools 2021 graduation ceremony. It is my privilege to represent the board in congratulating the seniors and welcoming their honored guests tonight. graduating class. Your board, your community, and this school district are very proud of you. The journey leading you to today is just but one cornerstone in your life's success. Today we celebrate an accomplishment, an end, yes, but a new beginning to a bright future ahead of you. Congratulations to each one of you, the graduates of Mesick High School, class of 2021. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. Please welcome our next speaker, the co-valedictorian of the class of 2021, Kaylee O'Neill.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to congratulate my fellow graduates on making it to where they are today as being almost officially graduated from high school. The time and hard work we have all put into the past 12 years in order to make it to this point deserves praise. I would also like to thank everyone who has helped us along our journey. This includes all teachers, staff members, family members, loved ones, coaches, friends, and peers who have profoundly impacted our lives and built relationships with us that have influenced our development into the young adults that we are today. On behalf of Mesick's graduating class of 2021, we thank you. This past year, many of us have experienced a lot of loss. Whether it be your last time walking off the court or field after a sporting event, your last band concert, or your last time taking a high school class, a lot of the things that we are used to doing on a daily basis have come to an end. And if we have learned anything from our last year of high school, it is that life is unpredictable. If you would have told me 4 years ago that we would be spending what's supposed to be our best year of high school living through a global pandemic, I wouldn't have believed you. However, that's what this year has been. From switching between in-person and virtual learning throughout the year, to various sporting events and club activities being canceled or postponed due to the pandemic, this year has brought about many unconventional and unexpected challenges. These COVID-related challenges were accompanied by the usual difficulties that come along with being a senior. Things like applying to college, exploring possible career options, and most importantly, thinking about the future. One question that I know we've all been asked a lot over this year has been, what are you going to do after graduation? And personally, I found this question really difficult to answer, as I know a lot of you did too. I knew I wanted to go to college and further my education, but I didn't know what I wanted to study or what career I wanted. I didn't have an exact answer to that question or a set plan of exactly what I was going to do. And I felt like there was so much pressure to come up with an answer before graduation came at the end of May. However, eventually I realized that what I wanted to be wasn't as important as who I wanted to be. At the end of the day, things like what grade you got in a class, what kind of degree you have, or what your job title is aren't going to determine the person that you are. This idea is reflected by our time in high school. No matter what kinds of grades you got, what extracurriculars you participated in, what your test scores were, we all are sitting here today. Some of us have been a part of sports teams or clubs, gone to the Career Tech Center, or been a teacher's assistant, or simply focused their time on doing well in their high school classes. Although we've all taken our own individual paths to get here, we still reach the same destination, graduating high school. Each person's path should be celebrated and congratulated because it has led them to this important milestone. Now that high school is over, we will soon experience a lot of new firsts. Your first college class, your first job interview, or maybe your first time living on your own. Some of us are going to go to college or trade school, while others are joining the workforce or the military. And some of us still don't know exactly what they are going to do yet, and that's okay. Because the important thing is that in 10, 20, or even 50 years, we can be content and satisfied with who we are. The kind of person you decide to be doesn't have to be reflected in what career you have. It can be reflected by your happiness, the relationships you build, or the satisfaction you get from fulfilling your own idea of success. Just like how we strive throughout high school to reach the destination of graduation, We will now strive to reach the destination of a happy and successful future, no matter exactly how it is that we get there, and we will all work towards being the best versions of ourselves that we can be. As I said before, life is unpredictable, so we don't know exactly what we have in store for our futures. The only guarantee that we have is what comes next is up to us. Now we get to choose which paths we take, what decisions we make, which firsts we are going to experience next, and who we are going to be in order to reach our next destination. Thank you, and I wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you, Kaylee. Next, with some additional words of encouragement, please welcome co-valedictorian Gabe Parrish.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you all for coming. On behalf of the senior class, I'd like to thank all the people that helped us get where we are today. I'd first like to thank all my friends, family, coaches, and any others that have given this class love, support, and guidance throughout our lives. Secondly, I'd like to thank the staff for giving your all each and every day to provide us with an excellent education, whether it be the famous more work, less talk of Mr. Mack, the so-called harsh encouragement of Mr. Phillips, or the constant riding our butts to get things done from Ms. Hagerman. You all pushed us to do our best, even when we thought we were already there, or when we simply didn't want to learn. And above all that, you took the extra time to build relationships with us and give us support throughout everything over the past 4 years. The class of 2021 thanks you all. We gather here tonight to celebrate our high school journey and the achievements along the way, both individually and as a class. Throughout high school, I'm sure each of us have had a combination of good times and bad times, but I choose to focus on the good. As a class, we have been a part of a huge amount of school accomplishments, especially just this year. To name a few, we had a varsity volleyball team go on a huge playoff run. We had the varsity football team get its first playoff win in school history. We had a runner in the cross-country state championship. We had 2 valedictorians, and I could keep going, but I don't want to bore you. The point is, this class is an outstanding group that can do extraordinary things. I look forward to seeing what all of you can do beyond high school, because I know we are capable of anything. Many people think of graduation as the end, but really, graduation is only the end of chapter 1 of our lives. We are about to begin the next chapters. With the high school chapter closed, I'm certain that many of us are anxious about starting the next one, because I know I definitely am. Some of us will go to college, the military, trade school, or begin working. Whatever the next chapter brings, I'm so thankful that we will have all the experiences and memories that Mesick has given us. As you all know, the world is full of challenges these days, and I can guarantee that there will be challenges in your next chapter. Wherever we go, whatever we do, there will always be a challenge ahead of us. So what I ask each of you, and of myself, is to keep your head high and face every challenge head on, because as cheesy as this may sound, every challenge you overcome and every accomplishment you achieve adds to the achievements of the world. Fellow classmates, my advice to you is when you leave this school for more than likely the last time, celebrate what you have accomplished, but don't be satisfied. Be proud of all your successes, but keep trying to make yourselves better, because there's always room for improvement. Always strive for more and never accept anything less than the absolute best for yourself. Thank you all, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Gabe. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, a Mesick alumni, community member, Pop Warner founding member, former football coach, and many, many more things, Mr. Robert Sporer.
Good evening and welcome everyone to the Mesick High School Class of 2021 graduation ceremony. My name is Robert Spohr and I'm a 1988 graduate of Mesick High School. I am honored and humbled and a little surprised that the Mesick High School Class of 2021 asked me to be the guest alumni speaker here today. But I thank you for this opportunity and I hope that I can produce a few words that will in some way help you as you take this next step forward in your lives. I'm going to be honest, public speaking is not my specialty, so please bear with me here, and I will try and keep this as relatively short and painless as possible. As I mentioned, I graduated in 1988. I was not the best student. I did just enough to get by, and homework and I did not mix very well, so as a result, my grades suffered. The only real plan I had going into my senior year was to graduate and get out of that school as fast as I could and as far away from teachers as I could get. I certainly did not want to go right back to school for another 4 years or more. But before I could do anything, I had to graduate. And that brings me back to a special memory I have of a particular teacher who will remain anonymous. Shortly before finals my senior year, this teacher, let us call him Mr. Not So Funny Guy from here on out, asked me to stay after class so he could talk with me. I, of course, kindly indulged him, and he proceeded to explain to me that my grades were not too hot and that I needed to pass the final exam for his class by a B or better, or I was not going to graduate. Not graduate? Are you kidding me? Well, as you can imagine, that set my heart racing because the thought of not graduating and having to do that all over again did not sit well with me. Although I will admit that the thought of playing another year of football did flash through my mind and sounded for a second like a fair trade, but I soon realized that it does not work that way. So I had one option, and that was to study like I had never studied before. Well, I studied, and I studied, and I studied. And a few days later, I took that test, and I passed with an A-, and then proceeded to graduate shortly after. Needless to say, I was deeply relieved. Now for the good part. So the evening after graduation, a fellow classmate of mine had his open house. Well, guess who shows up? Yes, you guessed right, Mr. Not So Funny Guy. Now remember, this was in 1988, and things were a little bit different than they are today, and there happened to be a keg of beer at this open house. So an hour or so goes by, and the next thing you know, I am standing around said keg, enjoying a beverage with Mr. Not So Funny Guy. Keep in mind, he did not supply the beverages, and the way I see it, I had graduated, and he was under no obligation to tell me what or what not to do, and it felt cool to be tipping one back with a former teacher. Anyway, as we were standing there talking about who knows what, unexpectedly out of the blue, Mr. Not So Funny Guy says, "Mr. Spohr, I have something to tell you. Turns out you did not need to pass that test with a B or better. I just wanted to see what you could do." Yes, as you can imagine, we all had a good laugh. Where'd I go here? Looking back, I realized that Mr. Not So Funny Guy had taught me something about myself that I failed to pick up in the classroom. And that was that if I set my mind to something and put in the time and work, that I could do anything. I have used that lesson continuously throughout my life, and I can honestly say it has paid incalculable dividends. After graduation, I did attend college for a short time, but that went about as well as my high school classes went. So I quit and had to go to work to support myself. In the spring of '89, I started working for a man who would become my father-in-law at his sawmill 10 miles south of Mesick in the Harrietta area. I'm still employed in the sawmill industry to this day as a hardwood log and timber buyer, and I absolutely love what I do. Later, I settled down, married my high school sweetheart, and we had 3 children together, all of which attended and graduated from Mesick. So enough about me. Let us talk about you and your futures. 13 years ago, you all began this journey together. Some of you have been together since the beginning, and you all have formed relationships that will last the rest of your lives. You've also faced many challenges together during this time, but I can imagine that this past year has been one of the more difficult years that you have ever had to face. I'm sure none of you ever thought you would be spending your senior year amid a global pandemic. Even with all the challenges that the pandemic has presented, here you are, ready to graduate and turn the page to the next chapter of your lives. It took a lot of arduous work and perseverance on your part to get to where you are now. It also took the love and support from your family and teachers for you to be here today, and they all deserve to be recognized for their dedication. So can I get a round of applause for the parents, teachers, and anyone else that had a hand in helping you make it to this day? Thank you. So now what? Some of you will be continuing your education, while others will be joining the workforce, and some of you will be joining the armed forces, and I would like to personally thank you for your decision to serve our country. After graduation, you all will take different paths that are as unique as each one of you, but know this, there is no cookie cutter for success, and you will fail many times before you become successful. But it is what you learn during those failures and what you do to correct them that will dictate how successful you are. Just remember the lesson that I learned from Mr. Not So Funny Guy all those years ago, and believe in yourselves and know that you are capable of doing and accomplishing anything that you set your mind to. Some of you may be wondering, how do you judge success? Well, I can tell you that it is not the size of your house or how expensive of a car you drive. To me, it was finding a job that I did not dread going to. It was staying in the community that raised me and watching my kids go through the same school that I did. It was you asking me to be here today to share such a special day with you. And that brings me to this. Approximately 1 year ago, my wife stood here not knowing that a few months later she would be diagnosed with cancer, and that 4 months after that diagnosis, she would pass away. I just want to reiterate her message from that day to you. And that message basically was that no matter where you end up in the world, take the time to be involved in your community. Volunteer, coach, be a mentor for someone in need. In her words, find your good and do it. So to the Mesick High School graduating class of 2021, congratulations on all the accomplishments that got you here today, and I wish you the best of luck as you take this next step out into the world to find your good. And I hope that somewhere down the road, you find yourself back here, successful in your pursuits, and standing in this very spot. Thank you again for having me here today, and I hope that all you find peace and happiness in whatever it is that you do in this life. Thank you, and go Bulldogs.
Thank you, Mr. Sporer. At this time, we will begin the presentation of diplomas.
Whatever you think. Kaylee Marie O'Neill is the daughter of Joe O'Neill and Vanessa Torty. Kaylee plans to attend the University of Michigan. Gabriel Andrew Parrish is the son of Hope and Tim Parrish. Gabe plans to attend Northwestern Michigan College to obtain a degree in surveying. Maggie Irene Shermack is the daughter of Mark and Sue Shermack. Maggie plans to finish her 13th year, earning an associate degree in health science technology before transferring to Lake Superior State University to earn a degree in kinesiology. Miranda Noel Keeler is the daughter of Rod and Tina Keeler. Miranda will finish her 13th year prior to transferring to Central Michigan University to study nursing. Danielle Lynn Jakovich is the daughter of Christine and Harvey Jakovich. Danielle will attend the University of Michigan studying psychology to become a counselor. Julie Rose Musial is the daughter of Krista Musial and Sean Musial. Julie plans to begin a tattoo apprenticeship. Kane Andrew Nyman is the son of Crystal Harris and Jason Nyman. Kane plans to enter the workforce. Haven Marie Totsky is the daughter of Natalie Totsky and Russell Fessenden. Haven will attend Northwestern Michigan College, where she will study environmental science. Josephine Mae Dillingham is the granddaughter of Debbie and Gary Lemke and Virginia and Joe Baker, and the daughter of David Dillingham Jr. and Lindsay Baker. Josie plans to attend the University of Michigan to become a health teacher. Micah Daniel Vogler is the son of Dan and Susan Vogler. Micah will attend Michigan Tech University in order to pursue an engineering degree. Ivy Margaret Grace Konjorski is the daughter of Erica Nyman and Rob Konjorski and stepdaughter of Jesse Huffman. Ivy plans to complete her 13-year in the criminal justice program before transferring to Kirkland Community College to attend the police academy. Grace Lynn Quiggin is the daughter of Stacy and Troy Quiggin. Grace plans to attend Northwestern Michigan College. Mitchell Stephen Rogers is the son of Kate and Ken Rogers. Mitchell plans to enter the workforce. Darren Michael Austin is the son of Amanda Austin and Larry Austin. Darren plans to attend the University of Northwestern Ohio to study robotics and automation technology. Graydon William Abraham is the son of Shannon and Renee Abraham. Graydon will attend Ferris State University, where he will study industrial engineering. Nicholas Andrew Spencer is the son of Tom and Sandy Spencer. Cole plans to attend Grand Valley State University, where he will study business administration and finance. Caleb Michael Bateman is the son of Dulcie Thompson and Mike Bateman. Caleb plans to pursue a career in audio technology. Andrew Kevin Bailey is the son of Barbara Bailey and Kevin Bailey. Andrew will be finishing his early college degree in welding. Skylar Marie Terry is the daughter of Amy Runyon and Clint Terry. Skylar plans to attend Northwestern Michigan College studying applied science for unmanned aerial systems technology before transferring to Central Michigan University to study broadcasting and cinematic arts. Aiden Claude Brewer is the son of Randy Brewer and Stacy Brewer. Aiden plans to attend Alpena Community College to become a utility technician lineman. Olita Marie Brown is the daughter of Wendy Brown and Randall Brown. Olita will attend West Shore Community College studying criminal justice. Haley K. Macy is the daughter of Stephen Macy and Cynthia Macy. Haley intends to study toward a career as a veterinary technician. William Matthew Dale Burnett is the son of Matthew Burnett and Alicia Burnett. Liam plans to explore his career options. Joseph Edward Hobart is the son of Mindy Doberstein and Michael Hobart. Joey plans to continue working as a sous chef before enrolling at Northwestern Michigan College. Jade Catherine Chandler is the daughter of Adam and Jacqueline Chandler. Jade plans to enter the workforce prior to joining the United States Air Force. Tiffany Marie Macy is the daughter of Stephen Macy and Cynthia Macy. Tiffany plans to enroll in Northwestern Michigan College's Master Automotive Technician program. Grant Nathaniel Fleece is the son of Ben and Cheer Fleece. Grant plans to finish his 13th year welding program while entering the workforce. Garrett Andrew Harris is the son of Gary and Tammy Harris. Garrett plans to pursue a career as an electrician. Matthew James Fuller is the son of Carrie Barker and Jim Fuller. Matthew will attend Central Michigan University, where he will study business. Aiden Quinn Guernsey is the son of Don Duquette and Neil Guernsey. Aiden plans to attend Central Michigan University, where he will study business. Courtney Paige Gibbs is the daughter of Rochelle Nettle and Nick Nettle. Courtney plans to explore her career options. Brandy K. Lynn Lofton is the daughter of Jenny Johnson and Josh Johnson. Brady plans to join the workforce. Trinity Quinn Harris is the daughter of Joe Harris and Maggie Wheelock. Trinity's career goal is to become an elementary teacher. Colin Earl Jewett is the son of Rebecca Travis and Lance Jewett. Colin plans to enter the workforce. Andrew Xavier Hewitt is the son of Mary Mormon. Andrew plans to study audio engineering at Northwestern Michigan College. Kelly Jacob Smith is the son of Allison Graves and Kurt Graves. Kelly will attend Northwestern Michigan College studying toward a career as a videographer. Hannah Mae Hornbeck is the daughter of Jeremiah and Melanie Hornbeck. Hannah plans to pursue a career as an animal behaviorist. Sierra Michelle Nagy is the daughter of John and Melanie Nagy. Sierra plans to attend Ferris State University. Thomas Manuel McCoy is the son of Ann McCoy and Thomas McCoy. Tommy plans to enter the workforce. Caden Paul Linna is the son of Derek Linna and Elizabeth Linna. Caden plans to join the workforce. Adriana Cecilia Livermore is the daughter of Amanda Chandler and J.D. Livermore. Adriana plans to attend Lincoln Tech to become a diesel technician. Gavin Brian Ray Sanis is the son of Robin Sanis and Stephen Sanis. Gavin plans to serve in the United States Army and attend college. Faith Alexa Shriver is the daughter of Michael Shriver and Tara Card. Faith plans to attend Central Michigan University to study elementary education. Marissa Jean Williamson is the daughter of Chris and Crystal Lyons. Marissa will be studying cosmetology. Jovan Scott Simerson is the son of Deborah and Doug Simerson. Jovan plans to enter the workforce. Franklin Benjamin Simerson is the son of Tim and Rhonda Simerson. Frankie plans to attend Lake Superior State University. Lexi Madison Simerson is the daughter of Tim and Rhonda Simerson. Lexi plans to explore her career and education options. Eric Anthony Stagg is the son of Stacy Staffen and Tom Stagg. Eric will be working at the Kalkaska County Road Commission. Shaylin Denise Teachout is the daughter of John and Tamika Teachout. Shaylin plans to study cosmetology. John Edward Teachout Jr. is the son of John Teachout and Tamika Teachout. John plans to enter the workforce. Fernando Joseph Anthony Tinoco is the son of Michelle Tinoco and Jose Tinoco. Fernando plans to enter the workforce prior to attending a tech school. Bradley Michael Smith is the son of Lori Harnish and Jack Smith. Bradley plans to study welding. Van Jaden Weckworth is the son of Jennifer Weckworth and Lee Weckworth. Van plans to join the United States Coast Guard. Jacob Lane Duquette is the son of Tracy and Izzy Duquette. Jake plans to enter the workforce.
Class of 2021, please rise. You have met all the requirements set forth by the United States Department of Education, the State of Michigan Department of Education, and the Mesick Board of Education. Therefore, by the power vested in me as Superintendent of Mesick Consolidated Schools, I pronounce you Mesick High School graduates. You may move your tassel to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present to you the Mesick graduating class of 2021.